Okay, week 15 of the Weight Loss Journey rebooted. Today is all about this last week and the week ahead, and hopefully you enjoy. My name is Mark and I'm here to help you live a better, healthier life. My goal is to help as many people as I can get into shape and improve their quality of life. Now, if this is your first time here and you want to learn more about practical and effective ways to improve your health, your fitness and your overall wellness, or if you're just interested in expanding your knowledge about nutrition and fitness, start now by hitting the subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss any of our future updates going forward. And now, without further ado, let's jump right in. Okay, so before I start with the whole accountability piece and the week ahead, let me just first mention a disclaimer. Since my weigh-in, it is now my birthday, so I have had my traditional pancakes, crispy bacon and maple syrup cooked by my gorgeous wife, who can now see well enough to cook, although not chop onions. Chopping onions is bad for a semi-blind person, so that wasn't a good. Loved the idea to cook dinner. Execution left a little bit wanting, but she did manage pancakes, bacon and maple syrup today, which is my traditional birthday. So whatever I've lost last week, I need to work extra hard this week to keep going in the right direction, and I can't apologize for it because once a year I get that for breakfast and I love it. So yes, I loved it this morning for breakfast, so thank you to my gorgeous wife. So I suppose we should move on with the accountability piece now that I've got that disclaimer out of the way for next week. I started off last week at 128.5 kilograms, which is 283 pounds. This week I'm 128.3 kilograms, which is just over 282 pounds. So just over half a pound loss, which is absolutely fine by me and is going in the right direction. So really, for me, this week I've upped my exercise a little bit. My food is better than it was the week before, although still a ways to go. One of those things that, obviously with my wife being post-op, there are certain comfort foods that she's wanting to eat, and it would be rude not to join her. So I was joining her, but better with the portions this week than last week when she was actually in hospital. So yeah, better this week. About half a pound. I'll take that. As I've always said, half a pound to a pound a week, is a kind of healthy. Well, I really would like a pound to 2 pounds per week, but half a pound, I'll take it. The right direction going forward. So I'm going to take that this week. So yes, in terms of accountability, 128 kilograms, 128.3 kilograms, which is 282 and a bit pounds. So going back in the right direction, happy with that. Half a pound, not quite my pound to 2 pounds target, but I'm going to take it as a win for this week. So yes, that is really good. Okay, so the week ahead, not such a good week when my wife was in hospital. Last week was better, heading back in the right direction, which is good. So what I'm going to do differently this week. This week, I'm going to get up a little bit earlier in the mornings. I'm going to increase my distance I'm walking. So I've increased it from about 4 kilometers to between 5 and 6 in this last week. I'm going to try to increase that to about 7 to 8 kilometers every morning with the dogs. Sunlight is now, sunrise is now just before 7 o'clock in the morning, which means I should be able to get walking by about 6:30, be back just after 8 o'clock, which gives me time to have a shower and everything else before work. So the aim is to increase the distance a little bit this week, and again, just cut back a little bit on the amount I'm eating in the evenings. There's still going to be a requirement for comfort food for the boss next week, For anybody who's had an operation in the past, there are just certain things that you want to eat that are comfort food and not necessarily the healthiest. But one thing I have been doing is, rather than ordering fries and chips from a takeaway, using an air fryer to cook them at home, just to make it a little bit healthier, use a lot less oil, all the rest of it. So I'm going to keep that going this week. I'm just going to alter my portions a little bit and just have slightly smaller portions, and that should take care of the food element for it. I am still trying to keep to the chicken and veg, but there has been more pasta, rice and potatoes in this last week, just because those are comfort food in this house. So I think the key for next week is increase the distance I'm walking with the dogs in the morning just a little bit. Because my wife isn't really able to see much at the minute, I'm taking her for a short walk at sort of lunchtime at my lunch break. So that's increasing the distance a little bit that I do in a day. And that's really just for her sanity, to get her out of the house into some fresh air. We're not taking really the dogs on that walk, because that just adds an extra element of trip hazard from Leeds for somebody who can't particularly see where they're going. So probably not the safest thing to do. Although, yeah, they're probably just not the safest thing to do. So longer walk in the morning, having a little walk with the wife at lunchtime just to get her out the house. Taper that with a slight reduction in what I'm eating. It's not quite as healthy as I have been for the past wee while, with lots of veg and protein and not so much carbs. It is a bit more carb heavy this past week, but that, I think, should get me back to the 1 to 2 pounds target that I'm actually after. So yes, I think I'm quite happy with this. Obviously been yo-yoing around a little bit with the weight, which has been frustrating, but it happens from time to time. And then with the whole operation and then infection, putting my wife in hospital, that got a little bit away with me, not last week, the week before, and I've been paying for that last week. But all in all, I'm fairly happy with progress, to be honest. One thing that's made me more happy, apart from the pancakes and bacon and maple syrup this morning, was the fact that my wife now is a lot better than she was. The infection is on its way to being solved, and then it's just the recovery time to get over the operation, because it was on her eyes. So all in all, yeah, I'm actually quite happy with where we are at the minute. Like I said, it's lighter in the mornings. It means I can get up a little bit earlier to add a little bit of distance onto the dog walks in the morning. The dogs will love that, so that's grand. And yes, head down, get the walking in, and just cut back a little bit on the food that we've been eating in the house, particularly those carbs that I know everybody's different. I know everybody is different, but for me, I love carbs. I love my rices, my pastas. Not particularly bothered with the potatoes, but I love my rices and pastas. But the way for me to lose weight is to reduce those carbs. I've been having comments backwards and forwards with a few people who are really into keto and all of that. I just can't maintain that. I love the idea, because when I do lose weight the best when I reduce my carbohydrates. I'm just not strict enough. I'm not able to keep on that path to keep in ketosis for long enough to make keto worth it for me. So I tend not to. I tend to just go for low carb rather than very low carb or keto. So this week is cut down on the carbs a little bit, add a little bit more walking into it, so therefore burning up a bit more energy. Add that little walk at lunchtime in terms of getting the boss out and about, which is good for her sanity and therefore mine. It's win-win. I get some extra steps, she gets out the house. It's a match made in heaven. So that'll be quite good. So that is the week ahead. And as always, if you've been watching this far in the video, a huge thank you. Thank you very much for listening along. I think we've got to 345 subscribers now and over 10,000 views on the channel. So both the support for me personally, but the support for the channel as well, I just wanted to say a huge thank you. It really is appreciated. I can't say that enough. It is appreciated. And hopefully some people are getting some benefits and help out of that as well. So as always, if you've enjoyed the video, please do smash that like button because it does help with the YouTube algorithm. And I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you.